Okay, guys, new brand alert. We here at Oliver Smith are one of the first, if not the first, authorized dealer for Gerald Charles. For those of you who don't know, this is the world famous Gerald Genta's last design. Genta passed away a number of years ago, but around 2006 is when he started with this design. The case is based off of a Baroque building in Germany. So it's been a little divisive. Not everybody gets it. I implore you, if you haven't seen this line yet, you need to see it in the metal to truly understand it. Yep. To that point, I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit and tell you a little bit about our process here at Oliver Smith. My title here is Director of Fine Timepieces? Is that what I am?
Something like that.
Something like that. That's what it says on my card anyway.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys will come in to sell me on a new brand. And that's fun. I love watches. I get to see them firsthand. That's the whole reason I went to Watch Days, was to go see these little independent brands. So gentleman called, scheduled an appointment with me. Absolutely, come on in, show me your stuff.
It's actually for a different brand.
This was not the brand he was showing me, but he was literally wearing this on his other wrist. And 2 minutes in, I'm like, blah, 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 tell me about that. And the guy's name is Charles Taylor.
Yep.
So I can't not call him Chuck Taylor, because come on. So Chuck shows me the watch, kind of takes me through the brand, and I was hooked. I mean, you're talking about an absolute threat to the Aquanaut crowd. Oh yeah, I said that. Threat to the Aquanaut crowd.
1000%.
Shock resistant, water resistant, on a rubber strap, dedicated movements, just fantastic. So I'm a watch guy. I fall in love real easy. Ryan here, more of a businessman. Tell him what I did.
So George basically fell in love with the brand, but he goes, hey, you need to go through Ryan basically to get it in the store.
So if Ryan likes it, I'll sign off.
Yeah. I'm a very kind of Wolf of Wall Street, like Jordan Belfort. Sell me your brand, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't sell it to me, I can't sell it to anybody else. And he sold it to me, to be honest with you. I brought up a lot of points that I know customers would bring up.
Yep.
Obviously the shock resistancy, these watches range from like 15 to 17,000 for the non-chronograph versions. And I was like, hey, we have Bremont right over there that does all the shock resistance, the same thing. And he goes, yeah, but
at half the price.
At half the price.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, why should somebody buy this instead? And he made a great point, is that the Bremonts, basically the cases are like a tank. Like, yes, so it should do all those things because it's a 3-piece case, it's huge, it's bulky, all those things. Look how thin this is.
Yeah.
This is what, 8 millimeters thin on this?
Yep.
This is also high polished titanium, so super lightweight.
That's what you're wearing.
Right, it is the one I'm wearing. And so it was one of those things where he's like, think of it almost like a Lamborghini Storado. So if you're a car guy, you know exactly what that car is. It's a Lamborghini you could basically take off road. It's sleek, it does all the same things a normal Lamborghini would do, but now you can go in the desert with it. Same thing with these watches. They're putting them on tennis players now.
Yeah.
They actually made this left-hander. I'm actually left-handed. They made this left-handed for right-handed tennis players. So the crown actually goes the opposite.
They want you to wear it while you play.
While you play. So
a la Richard Mille.
Kind of really cool. But
what I like doing a little bit of homework on the brand. Like I said, Genta's last design, but he teamed up with Octavio Garcia, who, for those of you who don't know, maybe a little bit more behind the scenes, a little deeper down the rabbit hole, but Octavio was the guy who did the offshore.
Oh.
And so he kind of reinvented the ground zero for this entire industry. And Octavio is still with the brand. He is actually their movement designer at this point. So he works hand in hand with washer manufacturer to design these movements. Now, we'll get you a close-up of this one in particular, but this really kind of sold me on the brand. Everyone wants to be in-house, and I get it, but that comes at such an exorbitant price range. Correct. From R&D to machining, it's just impossible for some brands. So I absolutely love this whole dedicated movement. You have a manufacturer right down the street. You have one of the best in the world. For those of you who don't know, washer manufacturer is owned by the Parmigiani Watchmaking Group, and they do the base models for a ton of companies behind the scenes.
Richard Mille.
A lot of companies that claim to make their movement. So be a little careful there. These guys are being real upfront with that. I love that. And if you ever get a chance to see this movement and how beautifully it fits into this case, how well finished it is, absolutely, you can design it and have the best guy in the world build it, and I don't think anything's wrong with that. As a matter of fact, Octavio is so close to the company now. He lives here in the U.S. They're just really starting to make their first really big push in the U.S. And we're a part of that, which I like. He'll come out. He'll come out to events. and stuff and kind of like draw pictures.
Oh, that's awesome.
And tell you about his designs for the brand. So I love having one of the principals available to tell you directly.
Yeah.
It's not this, Abraham Louis Breguet 200 years ago story. Right. These guys are right there. And I think for those of us who are looking for what the next big thing is going to be, there's a few companies I'm betting on, and I feel really, really, really strong that Gerald Charles is going to be one that's going to be on a short list for most of you.
Yeah. I mean, all of his other designs were obviously hits, maybe not at first, like the Royal Oak and things like that. But I think this is actually going to be very popular, and you have to try it on. It's so comfortable. Like, it literally wraps around the wrist. It literally reminds me of the Aquanaut. Like, exactly if you get a chance and you're in the Scottsdale area, please stop by and say hi. One, we'd love to meet you, but two, these really do need to be tried on the metal, and we'd love to tell you a little bit more about them and try them on your wrist. For those of you who haven't, please like and subscribe. If you love our content, share. But either way, thanks for hanging out.